How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the first episode of my entire CD collection. I've been thinking about doing this for a while and trying to figure out the best way to do this without having a hour-long video. By the way, I'm Atticus. My name is this channel. I've been posting CD unboxings for a while, so hopefully y'all want to see a full CD collection. I've broken it down into parts by letter of about the same amount of CD. Today we're going to be starting with numbers through B. Basically how I'm going to do this is I'm going to take each CD, give a tiny bit of backstory, not too much, so I don't want this to go on for way too long, and then I'm going to try and give a favorite song. Now a lot of these CDs I haven't listened to very recently, or may not have been looking at the track list while I listen, or haven't listened that much. There'll definitely be a fair few that don't have a specific favorite track, just because I don't know the songs by title that well. Also, this list is done by last name, so if you're looking for a CD by a specific artist, make sure you go to the video with their last name letter, not their first name. So let's get started with CD number 1, the first in the entire collection, which is Two Cellos Self-Titled. Now this is a CD I grabbed from my roommate. They had it at their house and I was figuring that I might as well put it in the collection for some reason. I don't know why. I'm never gonna listen to this. No favorite track. I think I got it for resale value, which I probably won't sell either. I don't know why I have this. Great way to start. Next we have Action Bronson, Mr. Wonderful. This was the album that got me into Action Bronson, I think. Favorite song on here nowadays, probably Easy Rider. Next up we have Action Bronson, Blue Chip 7000. This was the second Action Bronson album that came out once I became a fan of him. This one's probably my favorite of all of his albums, to be honest. I wish I had more of his CDs though. Favorite song on here, probably La Luna or Bonsai. Next up we have Amine, Limbo. I've always thought Amine was cool, but this is probably my favorite project of his. This one has a lot of great songs and just works well as an album, to be honest. Favorite song on here is definitely Fetus. Woodlawn's awesome, My Reality's awesome, lots of great tracks. Next up we have a very recent addition, Barbara by Barrie. This is one that I don't know that much. I've only listened to this one once all the way through because I just got it like a week ago. It's good though, I like it a lot. I don't have a favorite track though because it's so new. I don't know the songs by name yet. Next up we have Fake It Flowers by Biba. This was, I believe, her major label debut album, like a full album. Definitely got some bangers. I think my favorite track on here is probably Care. I forget which one is which, Worth It or Sorry, but Worth It and Sorry are both really good. I think it's Sorry. Whichever one kind of sounds like Don't Look Back in Anger. This next one is kind of interesting. It's kind of a 2-for-1, but first we're gonna start out with Devotion by Beach House. I don't actually have the box for this one anymore. I lost this box in one of my friend's cars and I am still bitter about it today. But that album is amazing. I don't have the track list in front of me, but the first song is always great. I always just get so hyped when I hear the shakers in the first song. I know I'm in for something crazy. Right now that CD is being housed in Depression Cherry by Beach House. I have an unboxing video of this CD on this channel, so go check that out if you want to see what the whole box looks like and everything. It's velvet. I don't know if I can list a favorite track on here. It's definitely one of the albums that I haven't listened to a lot just looking at the tracks. Next up we have Revolver by the Beatles. Definitely a classic album. I think this is widely considered one of their best. I think it's probably my favorite that I've heard all the way through. And favorite track is definitely I'm Only Sleeping. Next up we have Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band by the Beatles, another one of their classics. I used to have this one as a kid, so when I found it at a Goodwill, I definitely had to pick it up. Favorite track on here gotta be either A Day in the Life or Getting Better. That one's amazing as well. These next two are kind of a blast from high school times. We got Jon Bellion, The Human Condition. This was definitely my favorite album ever at one point. He's just someone that you gotta get past the corniness to like. Definitely though very influential to my music taste, and when I make music definitely has influenced me throughout the years. Favorite track on here is probably Guillotine. Next up we got the sophomore album from Jon Bellion, Glory Sound Prep. Arguably as good as the first one. Probably nowadays I think I like it better. I think it's aged a bit better. Favorite song on here, probably Conversations with My Wife or Adult Swim's classic Couples Retreat is probably my favorite to listen to nowadays though. This is definitely one of the newest brand new CDs in the collection. We got Big Thief, Dragon New Warm Mountain, I Believe in You. I just did an unboxing video for this CD as well. Great, long, bang for buck. It was expensive, but definitely got some insane songs. Favorites are Wake Me Up to Drive and The Only Place. Next up, another high school classic. Glad I have this one for sure. We got Blackbear, digital druglord. Nowadays, Blackbear is a pop star doing whatever. I don't even know. I think he's doing the Machine Gun Kelly thing nowadays, a Travis Barker thing. But this is definitely my favorite Blackbear album. Classic tracks on here. Favorites are definitely Moods, which was not a favorite at first, but now it is. Track 1, How's Where I Dreamt of You, and for sure Double. Double's probably my actual favorite. Next up, we have a double single by the Black Keys. This is called Fever, because it's got the tracks Fever and Turn Blue. I bought this at a Goodwill and I've listened to it once or twice. I don't remember which track I like more. These next ones are from my friend Ian. He used to make music under the name Blindsight, and I have 2 copies actually of his debut album, Dire Situation with some Nonchalance and some Nonchalance. Favorite track on here, if I remember correctly, is the one I'm on, Higher Power. Next up, we have Blindsight, Goodbye Flower Girl. Now this is his second album. It's a beat tape, all instrumentals, and it's better than the first one. I think my favorite track on here is If You Know, You Know, which I also helped work on. The letter B is the letter that I have the most CDs out of. I'm not sure how this happened, but I have so many CDs that start with the letter B. Next up, we have Blood Orange, Cupid Deluxe. I forget if this is Blood Orange's first album. You can't go wrong with the Dev Hynes project. Favorite song on here is probably the smash hit You're Not Good Enough. I can't remember what how the other ones really go, but there are definitely some bangers on here. We have another Blood Orange CD next, Angel's Pulse, newest full-length project. I think it's a mixtape. This is probably my favorite Blood Orange thing that I've heard so far. Favorite songs, I Wanna See You, Dark and Handsome. They're both bangers, both like hits, but I don't know, they're my favorites. This next chunk is insane. If you don't know, I am a longtime B.o.B supporter, B.o.B follower. I don't support his politics for say, I don't think the world's flat, but throughout the years, B.o.B was definitely one of the first artists I loved. That being said, we have 2 copies of Adventures of Bobby Ray. One is absolutely beat, and one was bought back in like 2010 when this was on the shelves. Favorite track on here nowadays, Don't Let Me Fall is an all-time classic. Past My Shades is a banger. Also, Gotta Love the Hits too. I don't know, this is just a legendary album. We have 2 copies of Strange Clouds, one being the deluxe. As you can see, we got disc 1 and disc 2. This is the Target Deluxe, and we got the original one. This is clean because I bought it online. This was B.o.B's second album, and arguably I liked it more than the first one back in the day. So Hard to Breathe, one of my favorites. The title track, Strange Clouds, and Where Are You Bobby Ray. Gotta highlight all 3 of those. We have B.o.B's third album, his flop era as you would call it, Underground Luxury. I got this for Christmas. I don't know if this is clean or not, I forget. Favorite track on here is probably Cranberry Moonwalk. One Day is pretty sick too. Classic sound for B.o.B. But that's the album that made him fall off, arguably. Next up, we have the newest of the B.o.B CDs. I think there's maybe a newer one, but I don't have it. This is Ether. Horrible, horrible album art. Ugly as hell. Favorite song on here though, For Lit or Finesse, probably. Those 2 are pretty sick. We got 3 CDs from this next artist, starting off with Bon Iver, For Emma, Forever Ago. Got this at a thrift shop in Philly. Definitely a great purchase. I'm so happy I picked this up because I wasn't sure if I liked this album a lot before I got it, but I play it so much. Some of these songs are insane. Lump Sum is probably my favorite. Flume is insane too. Just thinking about some of these songs makes me goosebumpy a bit. Shout out to Emma for trying to put me onto that CD a long time ago and me not believing her, but now I do. Next up, we have Bon Iver Blood Bank EP. This has Woods, which was famously sampled on Lost in the World by Kanye West. However, all these songs are pretty cool, and I found it for cheap one day. Figured it'd be cool to have. I like having singles and EPs as well in here. Favorite track on here is Woods. I'm just gonna say it because I don't remember how the other ones go, but Woods is sick. And to round out the Bon Iver collection, we have 22 A Million, one of the newer Bon Iver CDs. Honestly, I don't know if this is my favorite one anymore after For Emma Forever Ago. That one might have taken it. This was the first Bon Iver album I listened to all the way through. Very cool. Favorite song on here is 715 Creeks or Stratford Apps. Next, we have one I haven't even taken out of the wrapping yet. This is Bonobo, The North Borders. I found this at a thrift shop for cheap, fully wrapped, and I just haven't unwrapped it yet because I think it's kind of cool to hold some CDs in their shrink wrap for a long time. I should listen to this though because it would probably be cool. So I don't have a favorite track. Next up, we have Ian again under a new name, Bont, because this is what he goes by nowadays. This is like a deluxe double album of his albums Little Red Lights and his beat tape Trip. He sent me one of these and now they're on his Bandcamp for sale. I don't know if they're for sale anymore. There's so many songs in here because there's a double album. Favorite track on the first one is probably either TYS or Summer 19. Favorite track on the second one is Muskogee or Muskegee. I forget how to say it. Next up, we have a bit of a controversial one. It's Borns. I've heard mixed things about Borns nowadays. I don't fully know what to believe. I play it safe and kind of disown myself from Borns sometimes. However, this sounds really good, and I've always thought this was a great album from when it came out. My favorite song on here is Faded Heart, or Blue Madonna, or Supernatural. Next up, we have an EP by Bright Eyes called There Is No Beginning to the Story. And I've listened to this once, I didn't really like it, and I haven't got rid of it yet, so I don't have a favorite song. Coming in next, we have Brockhampton Roadrunner, New Like New Machine. This CD and box is responsible for getting me a ton of subs on this channel. If you're seeing this video, you've probably seen that one as well. Favorite track on here is probably Buzzcut. Definitely not my favorite Brockhampton album, but still a solid one. Next we have one that's in a sleeve, not actually a box. It's by Bossia Bulat, or Bossia Bulat, I'm not sure how to say it. Are You in Love? The sleeve for it's cool, and it says that it's like a promotional thing or something, watermarked. I'm not sure, but it sounds great. I don't have a favorite song though, because I don't really look at the track list when I'm listening to it. And to round out this video, this is the last CD that will be featured in the B section. We got David Byrne and Brian Eno. Everything That Happens Will Happen Today. Solid album, very cool art. I just thought this one looked sick, and I knew both the names, so I grabbed it. It's pretty good, yet I do not have a favorite song because I don't look at the track list when I'm listening to it. We're done with the first video in the collection series. This is going to be fun to go through all the CDs. I've been meaning to do this for years, and this collection is just getting bigger, so I might as well start it now. Probably going to film the next episode pretty soon, and let me know what I can do to improve the next video, because if it's too long or you want a different bit of information per CD, I can definitely try and do something else. But yeah, thanks for watching. I will see you all later. Peace.